Hello NFL fans and welcome back to my channel. As we're looking forward to the upcoming season starting in September, I thought it would be best to look at the most exciting part of the sport, the offense. In this video, I'm going to be ranking my top 5 offenses going into the 2021 season. Whilst I can't look into the future, I think that this is going to be an awesome opportunity to look at the best and most exciting teams upcoming this season. So before we get into the top 5 offenses, I thought I would throw out my honourable mention. My honourable mention would be the Green Bay Packers. Last year, they were the best offense in the league, and they had MVP Aaron Rodgers. However, in the upcoming 2021 season, we're not sure Aaron Rodgers will even play for the Packers. So I feel like I can't justify putting them on this list whilst their future is really up in the air. And even if Aaron Rodgers does stay, his relationships around Green Bay will really be frayed, and I'm not sure they can come back from that. Just before we get into the top 5, I've got to mention my dark horse. This might seem crazy to some of you, but I think the New York Giants have a good opportunity to be a top 5 offense this year. They have 3 fantastic receivers: Kadarius Toney, their number 1 pick in this year's draft. They have Kenny Galladay, and they have Sterling Shepard. They also have tight end Evan Ingram and running back Saquon Barkley. Now, whilst Barkley really does have his injury questions, if he is able to even play 12 games this season, the Giants' offense could be really good. The only thing that they're missing is Daniel Jones distributing it to the best of his ability. It's really up to those coaches at the New York Giants to try and bring the best out of Daniel Jones and get him to distribute the ball the best that he can this upcoming season. So for my number 5 offense in the upcoming 2021 season, I have it being down as the Dallas Cowboys. Now, some of you might disagree with that, but I think with Dak Prescott coming back off of injury and wide receivers Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb from last year's draft, pairing that with Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, I think it could make for a really potent offense. They already have a pretty decent offensive line, and all Dak Prescott has to do is have a fraction of the kind of production that he was having towards the beginning of last year. In the first 4 games before he got injured, Dak Prescott was averaging 398 yards per game, which, if he would have been able to continue that pace, would have broken the season passing yards by a mile. He would have averaged over 6,300 yards per game. Whilst we all know he would not have been able to continue that, it's still quite an amazing stat and definitely shows that this team is a team to look out for on the attack next season. So for my 4th best offense coming up in the 2021 NFL season, I have it down as the San Francisco 49ers. Whilst the players on the 49ers team aren't as good as some of the other teams on this list, I think the head coach Kyle Shanahan really makes up for it. He is by far and away the best offensive mind in the league, and he really takes the pressure off all the players and puts it onto his system and his play calling. Saying that, his offensive line really has improved this offseason, adding centre Alex Mack and retaining Trent Williams. It'll really help them in the running game, which I know Kyle Shanahan really likes to lean on during big games and just games in general. They've also added Trey Lance. Whilst he is the backup quarterback and only really the quarterback for the 2022 season coming up, I think that him being on the team is kind of going to give them a bit of a morale boost. And not to mention that Jimmy Garoppolo is also coming back off of injury, and that will really boost the team and it really help them to improve off of last season's somewhat disappointing season. For my 3rd best offense coming into the 2021 NFL season, I have the Rams. They've added their final piece of the puzzle this season, making a big trade for Matthew Stafford and taking out the inconsistencies of Jared Goff. Jared Goff was limiting what Sean McVay could do with offense, but Matthew Stafford has a big arm and can make all the throws, and adding Deshaun Jackson as well, who can take the top off the defense and really stretch the field, is going to be a fantastic addition, especially when it opens up the underneath routes for Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, and not to mention the run game. That variety that Sean McVay has at his disposal will be fantastic, and it will really make this offense a fantastic offense this season. The defense, on the other hand, is really good, and it could actually limit how productive the offense is. If the defense is doing all the work and is so good with the likes of Aaron Donald, it means that the offense won't need to work as hard. So even if they don't end up as a top 5 offense at the end of the season, I really think they still deserve to be in the conversation for all the talent that they have and all the options that they have now that Matthew Stafford has arrived. I think if they don't get a Super Bowl win in the next 3 years, I think it'll be a fail, because Matthew Stafford really adds to what the Rams can do on offense. And hey, I think they could be Super Bowl favorites this season because of it. For my second best offense going into the 2021 NFL season, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid is an amazing head coach, a fantastic offensive mind, and a great leader as well. Pairing him with Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league, is a recipe for success. Adding other pieces around him, such as the best tight end in the league, Travis Kelce, and the uncoverable wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, due to his raw speed and fantastic route running, I think is a clear pathway to the playoffs next season. Their revamped offensive line gives them a fantastic opportunity, especially with Edwards-Helaire at running back, adding another dynamic thing that they can do on offense. I think their path to the Super Bowl is pretty clear. They have a great opportunity to go to their 3rd Super Bowl in 3 years and a chance to win 2 in 3 years as well. As some of you may have guessed, my number 1 offense coming into the 2021 season is the reigning Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the best offensive personnel group in the league. They have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Antonio Brown, 3 number 1 receivers on almost any other team in the league. Antonio Brown is their 3rd best receiver, and he's just 2 years removed from being the best receiver on the league, and he had a Hall of Fame trajectory, if not for off-the-field issues. Tight end Rob Gronkowski and running backs Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones really top it all off and provide a great balance to that team. Not to mention Giovanni Bernard, who is a fantastic receiving running back. Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, is the guy distributing to all these fantastic players. And let's face it, he's just going to make that team even better. Last off-season, they had very limited time to practice due to COVID-19, but they were still able to win the Super Bowl. This makes me think that this Buccaneers team coming up this year has an amazing opportunity to be one of the best offenses of all time. Their plethora of talent and, let's face it, fantastic abilities at quarterback. They have a real opportunity to get to another Super Bowl. So thank you guys for watching my top 5 offenses going into the 2021 NFL season. Whilst I might not be right on all of them, I think all of these offenses are going to be fantastic next season, and I really can't wait to watch. The 49ers have the best offensive coach by a mile in Kyle Shanahan, and if he's able to tie his pieces together... What are you doing?